All right. We should be live. Be live here. Be sharing this right now on my screen. Welcome to the Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Carlito Santiago. Look at Charlotte's fucking face, man. All happy and shit. She better be happy because, of course, I got some good news about Charlotte Flair here tonight, and of course, Gunther as well, because he already picked the stipulation for next week's title match in Kansas City. Thinking that we were we were still in overseas, we got back to the States, apparently, because guess what? We were in Providence, Rhode Island this week. On the road to Night of Champions, June 28th. So that means, ladies and gentlemen, that you will be getting the predictions on the 25th. That's weird that they have it on a Sunday. You'll be getting the predictions on the 25th. So in about 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, actually, you'll be getting the predictions for the United Champions. If there is, as far as I know, the King, Queen, something, whatever is on the card. This headlined a lot of stuff. So we should get right into it. The Queen of the Ring, Charlotte Flair, Lyra Valkyria, Sol Ruca, and Jade Cargill. Charlotte Flair took one step closer to accomplishing one of the few accomplishments missing from her otherwise sparkling resume Friday night as she advanced in the Queen of the Ring tournament, going on to face Liv Morgan. She defeated Jade Cargill, Lyra Valkyria, and the women's IC champion, Sol Ruca. A good action-packed match. It was held together by Flair and Valkyria's excellent ring work and highlighted both Ruca and Cargill's strengths, with the latter dominating in the middle portion of the lengthy contest. It capped off with the right woman going over to set up a marquee match with Liv Morgan in the semifinals. This was a great way to start the show, hampered only by Jade Cargill's wig mishap, which she addressed on Twitter after the match. Whether Cargill should be losing consistently at this point, especially considering what happened later in the broadcast, is a real question. No, I think what happened later in the thing with Bliss and Tiffany Stratton not teaming up with each other instead having Stratton and Green, it's okay. It's okay for what it's worth. Graded a B. You know what? Fuck that. I hope Charlotte Flair wins this entire thing and faces Rhea Ripley. So you know what? B+. B+. Hate me in the comments down below. Don't give a fuck. We had a non-title tag team match. Yes, it was Paige and Brie Bella returning, and Lainey Reed versus Fallon Henley. I want to show you guys something here too. Actually, let me turn on this light here. If I can reach. Yeah. I want to show you guys something that my mom found. My mom found this in, she was cleaning up, shit in the house. And she found this. And I did not realize that I had this. So, oh my God, there's a Triple H here with the WWE Championship. Holy shit. At the time. Damn. See on my screen here. So, I have this. Paige fucking WWE medals. Never opened it. It's a metal die cast. I never opened it. Collect them all. On the back here it sees Finn Balor, Paige, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and Triple H. Wish I had Triple H. No, but I got Paige apparently, and not gonna lie, I don't know. I also have a Rock Funko. Where the fuck is that? I have two Funko Pops. I have a John Cena Funko Pop that I literally bought recently, and I'm not opening. And I forget I have a Rock Funko Pop somewhere. I guarantee it's up there. But anyway, back to this shit. Just wanted to show you guys. I was a big Paige fan back then too. I loved Paige. Anyway, Fatal Influence. Wow, for 24 plus, Jesus, or 14 plus, Jesus Christ. Fatal Influence Championship aspirations took a hit on Friday, as not even the presence of JC Jane at ringside could help Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed earn a title match over Paige and Brie Bella, because this was a non-title match. Capitalizing on the distraction that Jane's ejection caused, Paige secured the victory for the women's tag team champions by catching Henley with a small package. The match was fine for the most part, with some good spots, few good spots, and a big win that underutilized for the underutilized champions. But this was a textbook case of WWE booking itself in a corner. Neither the champion nor the prospect challengers could afford a loss, yet the match was booked anyway. Now, I wish the challengers had won, so then it gives Paige and Brie Bella something to do in the meantime, having to, get Fatal Influence looking good, and at the same time giving the champions a challenge worth fighting for. So when even cheating doesn't help Henley and Reed win, why should the fans care about them challenging Paige and Brie in an actual title match? Yeah, especially if they're not going to win. Backstage, Kit Wilson revealed that Danhausen may have broken The Miz, who insensibly rattled off old catchphrases while sporting the old electrocuted hairstyle. Funny stuff that didn't overstay its welcome. Still, this Danhausen shit with Kit Wilson and Miz, it's still going, and I love it. I love it. Whoever's right, someone is comedically writing this out better than anything on the show. Sami Zayn and Cody have intensified their issues. As great as a wrestler as Sami Zayn is, he may very well be remembered for his promos and ability to develop a character that people care about. The last real good guy, as his shirt reads, called out Cody Rhodes and asked for an apology after an accidental Tope Suicida left him lying last week. He did not get one. Instead, a rapidly intensified verbal back and forth ensued, culminating with an exchange of slaps with Sami Zayn storming out of the arena. This was fantastic. Zayn remains a brilliant heel because he believes wholeheartedly that he is justified in his actions. And to an extent, he is. Believe it or not, he is. And I love that. He generally did not do anything wrong to warrant the crowd turning on him. Since then, it's another story. His self-righteous stick is fantastic, and he's going to talk himself into another massive babyface run, probably at the expense of Rhodes if WWE is not careful. So great in A+. Sami Zayn is doing a lot of character work, and I love it. You'll love to see the character work here. When you're able to cut a promo with this, like this is the type of promo you want to see on your shows, where you can intensify your own character and move forward with it. Like Sami Zayn did not do anything wrong. He's justified in his own right. He's getting fucking, pushed around. Everybody's booing him. Rey Fenix defended the AAA Cruiserweight Championship against Axiom. Rey Fenix and Axiom had the opportunity to enjoy some rare screen time Friday night with the former Cruiserweight Championship or AAA Cruiserweight Championship on the line. They proceeded to steal the show from the in-ring perspective, delivering an uber athletic match that saw both men take to the sky. The Combatians exchanged high-flying offense, but it was Phoenix's devastating Ameno kick and Mexican muscle buster that ultimately earned him the successful title defense. If there are any reason to believe that this type of match, or that either of these two stars would appear regularly moving forward, it would be easier to be excited about the segment. With that said, it is tough to buy into either guy, no matter how good they are, because the investment of WWE Creative is not there. Unfortunately, because they don't put them on regularly at all. But to see them there is great. So you know what? We're going to change this to a B+, and that's another, plus added to the column, because both superstars are amazing. And to see them, and to have Axiom, if so, want to go, into AAA would be great. Now, having Rey Fenix do something here is perfect. He's been added to the main roster, but has not been utilized. So yeah, that does actually add to their grading of a B. But I'm going to give it a B+ because these guys really know how to perform in front of a live crowd. If they were the international crowd, this would have probably gotten a B+ or an A. Backstage, Jacob Fatu attempted to recruit Solo Sikoa, who told him to have Roman Reigns come get him. As the bloodline turns, so do the days of our lives. That's weak. That's some weak fucking writing if that was a promo. Moving forward, Carmelo Hayes and Ricky Saints interrupted Trick Williams. We're getting a fucking, I'm telling you, we're about to be getting a fucking triple threat match for this title. I swear. I swear to you. We need to, start pushing this narrative. After last week's King of the Ring tournament loss, the U.S. champion Trick Williams was pissed off, and it was about time. Too often, wins and losses are treated as afterthoughts in WWE, so to have a champion express frustration over a defeat was a nice change of pace. That promo transitioned to a three-way mic battle, also involving Carmelo Hayes and Ricky Saints, only enhanced the segment. Tied at one victory apiece, Hayes and Saints will battle for a shot at the U.S. Championship next week's show in Kansas City. The standard pro wrestling brawl ensued. Williams stood tall, and the fans in Providence were left confused as to whom to cheer for because they love Trick, but were equally behind Hayes. A solid a segment featured a ton of charisma in one ring that even then still felt unrealized. More mic time equals increased confidence and the chances to connect with the audience. So, yeah, I believe that we're looking at a three-way here. I think a triple threat match feels inevitable. So hopefully Saints is not just there to eat the pinfall. I agree with that hot take. So yeah, grade a B, and that's gonna stay there. I hope Trick like breaks out, like, we get a double disqualification or a double, or a no contest. We're probably getting a no contest between these two. Hayes and Saints feud is basically for a shot at the U.S. title. They need to do something. So I think next week Trick Williams is going to screw both men over, and then Nick Aldis is going to book a triple threat match. And unfortunately, Ricky Saints is going to be there to take the pin. So that means this triple threat match is going to be a C+ at best. That sucks. That fucking sucks. Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green took on B-Fab and Michin. So the women's U.S. champion Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green will have to wait another week to settle their issues with Michin and B-Fab after suffering a defeat in the tag team match Friday night. The contest was on a quicker side and saw the heels benefit from Jade appearing at ringside. Michin scored the victory for her team, pinning an outnumbered Green following the Styles Clash. A post-match beatdown on Stratton and Cargill, staring longingly at the U.S. title, suggests that this is the direction things will be headed in the coming weeks. Considering we sat through nearly 6 months of that particular feud in 2025, is that really the best use of either woman at this point? Probably not. Considering it overstayed its welcome the first time, probably not. Like I said. The relative... I'm not even going to read this ending part. It doesn't even matter. What they should do is, at this point, yeah, it's going to be a short feud. I believe that this should be a short feud. You should have Jade Cargill take the women's U.S. title from Tiffany Stratton. Have Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green build up their friendship and win the women's tag team championships. This way, a lot of people can get behind that. In order for them to do that, Stratton needs to be no longer champion. I mean, I don't remember the last time we seen a mid-card champion win a tag team title as well, on top of being already a mid-card champion or even a world champion. But yeah, WWE is going to probably move in that direction and have Stratton lose the title to Cargill so then they can work on their friendship shit and win the tag titles from Paige and Brie Bella. Anyway, C+. We move on to the King of the Ring tournament match, and honestly, this is getting 100% lowered in the grade. I'm sorry. It's a B+. It's not going to be a B+. It's going to be a B-. And I'm going to explain why that is. The match in itself is fine. However, it's the outcome. Jey Uso cashed his ticket to the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament with a date with Javon Evans next week, defeating LA Knight. Or maybe Friday, maybe not next week, but who knows? Maybe next week. He's got a date with Javon Evans because he defeated LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Finn Balor in a star-studded main event. A wild and chaotic match down the stretch saw Keys booked like a monster, absorbing everything, including a triple powerbomb through the announce table, and still came out looking like an unstoppable force until an inadvertently distraction from Solo proved to be his downfall. The continuation of Keys' issues with the MFTs, nice rivalry with the Bloodline, and Uso's attempt to expand his family's dominance over SmackDown by winning the King of the Ring tournament and challenging Cody Rhodes for the WWE title were all woven nicely into this to create a strong quality, entertaining main event as the company continues to thrive when booking multi-man matchups. However, there was no mention of Finn Balor doing anything, even though this was supposed to be his clear debut, re-debut on SmackDown. So I just don't think that Jey Uso should have won this. And now probably Jey Uso is probably going to feud with Oba Femi. Well, there's two routes that can go. Oba can lose this match, so then he faces Brock Lesnar in a retirement match at SummerSlam, and Jey Uso will face Cody. Or Oba Femi beats Jey Uso and faces Roman Reigns, which you could easily set up just by having Jey Uso lose. So that's probably the direction they're going to go. They're probably going to have Uso and Oba Femi. However, whatever the case may be, it still ends up being almost the same. This is a B- because Uso, to me, doesn't feel like having to win. We could tell more of a story with Roman's arrogance and shit without having Jey Uso win the shit. Finn Balor feels more like a threat than anything. Having Javon Evans and Oba Femi being the last two in the tournament would help. push Javon Evans to the moon with having him have a chance at becoming or even getting a chance at the World Championships before anybody else. Javon Evans could face Cody Rhodes because he's an athletic fucking superstar who can push Rhodes, who Cody Rhodes can push to the moon as well without having to drop the title to him. However, Obafemi does feel like a top contender to win this entire tournament, but Jey Uso feels like they're going to probably book him to win, and they're probably going to book Charlotte Flair to win and face Rhea Ripley again. So we got some things to look forward to. It's a B- because I don't feel like Uso should have won it. Personally, Balor should have, because you still could have done something with LA Knight and Uso moving forward, like Roman Reigns. LA Knight screwed Uso to get the advancement. You could do LA Knight and Roman Reigns again, run that back. It's a possibility. However, nothing. I guess within and winning this makes sense within the context of the Bloodline Saga and the Usos outlined goals. I mean, sure, I guess. But did he really need to win? Just for the sake of facing Cody Rhodes. I don't want to do the whole Sami Zayn, MVP shit. Overall, this show was really fucking good. So I'm going to give it a B. It's going to be a step up from a B-. So grade a B. This was a far better, more focused episode of SmackDown than we get most weeks, with a ton of attention paid to Night of Champions and building to that card. With that said, 3 hours is still far too long a runtime, especially when it is clear that the company has only 2 hours of meaningless television. So the wrestling was good, booking sort of made sense, and there was plenty to like. So if WWE can go right back to the 2 hours thing, we'd be perfectly fine. 3 hours is just too much for us. Too much. But what did you guys think about Friday Night SmackDown in Providence? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a like, and share this video, share this stream, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a stream. I will be back next Tuesday. I will be back on Tuesday to give you the Raw review, and I can't wait to see you there. I will see you guys next week. Peace. Also, the main event was brought to you by Masters of the Universe. Peace!